Hello farmers, I know I've taken long since I updated you about maize. Now today we are going to talk about the different varieties that we have in Uganda, the best actual varieties that we have in Uganda that you can plant and yield something really good from 3 tons to 4 tons in an acre. Now we're also going to talk about the costs of these varieties. We're going to talk about how to increase productivity when it comes to maize and yielding. We are also going to talk about the fertilizers and how you can add value in order to get more money or to harvest more in your maize. Okay, so this is Shakira. My name is Shakira, and here we do farming, especially chicken farming, specifically layers. We're also doing maize farming. So if you're interested, please click the subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell so that you can be notified every time we post a video. Now without wasting your time, we are going to start with Bazooka. Now Bazooka is a kind of variety, maize variety that is really good, and currently people are using it so much in Uganda. And it is really good. Personally, I've not used it, but I have a fellow farmer that has been planting Bazooka, and I'm getting the statistics from him because he has used it like for 3 seasons, and trust me, it's really good. Now, the reason why I'm not using it is because I have a variety that I'm also using, and of which it's really doing well for me. I'm not complaining, but I'll try it as I expand my garden. Anyways, Bazooka, now this one takes 145 days to mature. And then the maximum tons are you can yield up to 4 tons per acre, like per acre. Just imagine now if you have 2 acres, it means you're going to get 8 tons, and this is really good. Now for you to get these 4 tons, you must really follow everything from fertilizers, better preparation of land. You have to spray them. You have to seal all the threats and then the hazards and the risks. So if you miss anything, of course it's going to reduce in the productivity and then in the yield, but it is really good. 145 days, this is really good. And then when it comes to planting, you only plant 1 seed per hole. Now to avoid competition between plants, because this one is really huge, when it grows so it widens a lot, so you have to plant 1 seed, and then the spacing must be between 65 to 75 centimeters to avoid competition between plants, because they will be competing for nutrients, for sun, for space, so to avoid that, because it can affect it, to avoid that, you have to give it enough spacing, but between 65 centimeters to 75 centimeters, it is really good. So you shouldn't worry about the yielding, because it's going to really give you enough, because actually it produces 4 cobs per plant. Imagine. That's why we put one seed per hole, because you're going to, on 1 plant you're going to get 4 cobs, and that is really nice. That is really okay. It means at that particular place that you planted that maize, it's going to need like lots and lots of nutrients, water from the soil, and if you put many, you're not going to get exactly that you might have got when you planted 1. Okay, so number 2, we have DT Max. Now I'm sure this is not new to you guys. Now DT Max is really common, but people, I don't know, everyone that has actually I've ever planted DT Max. If you've been following me from my previous channel, the last 5 acres that I planted, I made a video about it. I don't know whether I posted it here, but I used DT Max, and that was the best yield ever that I've ever got from maize farming. But it was really good. Now DT Max, you also use 1 seed per hole, and it brings 1 seed per hole. It also takes 145 days to mature. so you can harvest, of course, after 145 days. And I feel like that is really fair enough. It produces 4 cobs per plant, sometimes 5, but of course if it exceeds 5, some maybe 2, it's not going to be as good as others. So it produces 4 cobs. You have to put 1 seed in the hole. You don't exceed 2. Of course, I have a farmer, well, some of you just insist and are like, let me put 3, let me put 4, because for you think putting 4 or 5, you're going to yield more, or you're going to get the best. No, it's not like that. So you have to give these plants space and enough nutrients, and so that's why they recommend 1 seed. Of course, if you exceed 1, at least don't exceed 2, but 1. So if you're planting 1 and you're getting 4 cobs per plant, that is really okay. That is fine. You shouldn't be greedy. Okay, so 145 days to mature. And now in an acre, it takes 10 kilograms per acre. 10 kilograms. Sometimes you can even plant 9, but between 9 and 10, you don't exceed 10, because of course you're gonna sigalawa and you have to repress later. Ngoli cola, if some has not really come out well, you can replace it. So it takes it consumes 10 kilograms per acre, and then a kilogram is at 7,000. Now in some shops, or from some sellers, they sell it at 10k. I think right now it is at 10k. By the time I used DT Max, I think 2 seasons back, it was at 7k. So even Bazooka, you need 10 kilograms per acre. 10 kilograms. 10 kilograms is really okay. But just like I told you, you can buy 10 and then you remain one with 1 or 1.5. But to be on the safe side, you need 10 kilograms. And Bazooka, a kilogram is at between 7,000 to 10,000, depending on where you've bought it. Now, before I give you another one, I would like you to consider being in this garden when everything is taking place, because we're going to talk about fertilizers, but some fertilizers need like physical, like they need you to be there, because walwekira ogenda okugira fertilizer nga you need to first put a fertilizer, then you put soil, and then you put a seed, and then you put soil. So if you're not there, the workers will not do that job perfectly. Trust me, they will do 50%, and then the rest they will not care to do that, because that is a lot of work. And of course, you're going to pay them to do that very job. You're going to pay the amount that costs them to do or to perform that job. But if you're not there, trust me, you're going to make losses. I hope you understand. That's why actually every time we are harvesting, I'm here. Every time it's time for spraying, I'm here. Every time it's time for planting, I'm here. Every time it's time for preparing land, I'm here. Because guys, we put in a lot of money. We invest in a lot of money. So if you're lazy and you're just going to give your workers, but you're not there, you're not going to get anything. That is my brother, and that's what we do, because we need to yield. We put in a lot of money. So if you're lazy and you can't be on the farm or in the garden, then if you yield less than you expected, that is your fault. It's not anyone's fault. Okay? So another thing that another variety that I wanted to talk about, chop, it is long 10H. Now, this is not so common. But it is really a good. It doesn't need a lot of care. It is strong enough when it comes to hot seasons. you can survive with it. When it comes to dry seasons, dry seasons, you can survive with it. When it come to rainy seasons, it can also survive. So long H is not so common here. I don't know why, but of course it is in Uganda and you can try it. It takes 148 days, unlike those first two that I told you about. It also, the outturn is 3.6, between 3.6 to 3.7 tons in an acre, and I think it is good. Its cost, because actually it is strong and it can survive in between seasons. They sell it at 12,000 in some shops, and then at some shops you can get it at 10,000, but between 10,000 to 12,000, even when its yield is less than the DT Max and Bazooka. Yeah, that's what you can get out of it. So I want you to see the fourth one before I proceed. So guys, this one specifically, this type, it takes 3 months. Its maturity, what? Period. Its maturity period is 3 months, unlike other types. So after 3 months, of course, I'm going to, if I get time, I'll show you when we are putting the pesticides and then the fertilizers. But if I don't manage to do that after 3 months, of course, I'm going to take you through that process when we are harvesting. So we shall see how it's going to yield. Now, its yield predictions, they are between 25 to 40, actually, yeah, 25 to 40 bags. But that's when you follow each and every step that they tell you to follow. But we skipped some steps because this is our first time using this. So we are going to see. It's like we are just taking out, doing samples for the first time. We can't put so much money without knowing how much we are going to use and how effective it's going to come out. So after 3 months, of course, I'll be coming and I'll take you through that process, and then I'll give you the results and everything that you need to know. So let's proceed, because we really have a lot to do today. Having given you that, I want to talk about how to increase maize productivity. When it comes to farming, guys, you have to use, number one, you have to use new seeds. Now, most of us Ugandans, we have a tendency of planting on what we've yielded. Now, that is very, very wrong. These seeds are modernized. So the best yield is the first yield. If you planted this maize and you use 300 and you harvest and then you get 3.5 or 4 out of it, why don't you get 300 and then you buy new seeds? Why do you use old seeds? Why do you use the ones that you've yielded? It doesn't make sense. So you have to use new varieties every time, or new seeds. Now, another thing is the application of fertilizers. Now, most of us ignore that, but it is really, really very important, because remember the previous yield that or the previous time that you've yielded or you planted, these plants got or took some fertilizers out of the soil. So if you cannot take care of your soil, then I don't know what you expect. I don't know why you would expect to get more when you're not taking care of of the soil, so you have to apply fertilizer. It is not so expensive. Even when it is expensive, the more you take care of it, the more you yield. I hope that is making sense. Okay, so another thing is soaking the seeds in the fertilizers before planting. Now, when you go to the fertilizer or seed seller, you ask about these things, which fertilizers are best for soaking in seeds, because you have to soak the seeds before. And then some seeds you may skip that, but it is really very important because it has some effects that it brings. And yeah, effectively it contributes to a better yielding. So when you go to the shop, go to a better shop, and then you inquire about these things. They will provide you with the best. And then another thing is dry the seeds before planting. Now, why would you plant wet seeds? They are going to rot in the soil, and they are not going to grow. Like, that is common sense. We should all take care of the seed. They should be dry, real dry. Sorry, I'm showing you these pottery things because this is what I do, and I have to remind you that I'm doing this so that you can stick around just in case you have interest in farming. Oh, so another thing that I wanted to talk about now, during the weeding period, you have to add the second fertilizer. If you miss that, of course your yield is going to be lower than expected. I hope that is really understandable. It is self-explanatory. When you're weeding, add the second fertilizer. The first fertilizer comes in before or during planting, and then the second one, it's during the weeding period. Now, another thing is do top dressing when the plant is at the new level. Like this, I mean, I don't know whether you know about this process, but there is what we call top dressing when it comes to maize. And then we only do this when the plant is at the knee level. And then the best nutrients to use is urea. Now, this helps in bringing more in creating, or this brings in more leaves, which helps the cobs to grow and to be protected and all that. It also uh, it also enables the plants to be green, because if your maize plant is or plantations are not green, expect less yielding, because awabelawo ekizibu, it means there is a problem with those plantations. Okay. So I wanted to talk about the fertilizers to use. Now, I advise you to use urea. Urea has got so many reasons, like so many important things. And yeah, if you can access it, it is available in Kampala. It's available. You can go to Container Village, explore those shops. They have everything. And then you can also contact me for some inquiries, and for some, yeah, I can help you out. You can contact me. I always leave my contact in the description. Now, I wanted to talk about the other fertilizers that I recommend. I recommend Alpha and Omega. For some reasons, it is really nice, and I think you've heard of it. Alpha and Omega. I also recommend DAP. Now, DAP, it is kind of expensive. People fear it, but it is so effective. And if your plantations are facing problems in, maybe you're always getting low yields and all that, try DAP. Now, DAP in full, it is diammonium phosphate. I think yes, diammonium phosphate, and this helps to develop, this helps the plants to develop more roots for nutrients. Remember, for nutrients we recommended urea, and if you use urea and DAP, of course it's going to work hand in hand to see that you get a better experience. in maize farming. I don't know whether there is something that I've not talked about, but I also wanted to talk about value addition. Now, if you've been planting maize and then maybe when it comes to selling it off and you're getting low or maybe less than you expected, do what we call value addition. Now, value addition, you can maybe, what is the best example? Value addition, you can be having your maize and then you take it the machine, you get the flour, and then you get the maize blend. All these things are increasing on how much you're going to earn from it, because if you're just selling plain maize, it's going to be less. But if you take it the machine and then you get flour, it means the money that you're going to sell a kilogram is going to be more than what you would have got when you were selling just a maize. And if you turn it into maize blend, it's also going to give you more money. So remember, you're going to be selling the maize, you're going to be selling the flour, and you're going to be selling the maize blend. So it's up to you to add the value addition or you leave it like that. So yeah, I think that's what I wanted to talk about. And yeah, if I've not talked about anything or something, you can ask in the comment section and tell me what you think we should do to increase the productivity when it comes to maize farming. And you should also tell me in the comment section what you think are the best varieties or seeds when it comes to maize. Talk about what we have in Uganda. That's what we want to know. And yeah, I think I'm going to stop from here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you're new and you've not subscribed, you're missing a lot. I have other videos about maize and maize planting. I have another video. We're about to harvest. You all know that. And of course, your queen is about to harvest. And remember when I was planting, this last season I changed the variety. So yeah, according to what I've seen, it could be a good season this time compared to last season. Last season I did not do a lot and I did not yield a lot. It was my fault, but yeah, I knew what was coming. But anyway, that's what I had for you. I hope you got something out of this video. I'm going to stop from here and yeah, have a nice day. Kindly like the video, guys. You forget to like the video. I don't know why, but yeah, bye.